Jules took the hit for Suji. Suji's intention was just to distract Dinesh from committing that sin. Instead, Suji wouldn't have expected Dinesh to raise that baton on women. Such a shame. Jules was rushed to the hospital, unconscious. But while the auto sped through the rain soaked roads, Suji's mind was louder than the storm itself. That swine, she thought, rage burning through her fear. How dare he raise a baton on women? Her hands trembled as she looked down at Jules, lying motionless, her head resting on Suji's lap. What if Jules hadn't stepped in? What would have happened to her? The thought alone made Suji's chest tighten. She gently combed her fingers through Jules' wet hair, her cracked voice barely a whisper. Nothing should happen to you, please. The moment they reached the hospital, Suji jumped out before the auto had fully stopped. Stretcher! Somebody help! Her scream echoed through the entrance. Hospital staff rushed out immediately, shifting Jules' unconscious body onto a stretcher before wheeling her into casualty. First aid began, and for the first time since the attack, Suji had no choice but to wait. Every second felt cruel. Then she turned, and Jay had arrived. Bro! Her voice broke. Tears filled her eyes. But the moment she looked at him, she realized something. He looked worse, far worse. His face held fear, panic, and a kind of helplessness she had never seen before. Where is she? He asked immediately. What happened, Suji? His voice was hurried, sharp, shaken. Suji explained everything, every terrifying second, in a cracked, trembling voice. And as she spoke, she watched Jay change. First confusion, then pain, then anger, and finally something darker. Something so intense. It looked dangerously close to revenge. He looked at Suji and said only one thing. I'll be back before she wakes up. Take care of her. And then he left without another word. Rain still poured as Jay drove straight to his next destination, District Commissioner Chandrasekhar's home. Inside, the commissioner had just finished dinner when security informed him of a visitor. A few moments later, Jacob stood at his doorstep. Jacob, what a surprise! The commissioner began warmly. I've been wanting to see you since you came to Pondicherry, and I'm sorry about your mother. Sit. Sorry, uncle, Jay interrupted coldly. I didn't come here to sit and talk. His voice was calm, too calm. I want to know about someone named Kumar, ex MLA Shankaran's assistant. The commissioner's expression changed instantly. How is he roaming freely, even after a complaint against him? Jay demanded. That too, he travelled all the way here from Chennai. Who allowed that? And then Jay explained what Kumar had done to Jules. Every word sharpened his fury. I can't allow any harm to my wife. The commissioner fell silent. Jay's eyes hardened. And if you can't find him before I do, even God can't save him. Before another word could be spoken, he was gone. 20 minutes later, Jay's car stopped at Old Lighthouse Colony. A lonely house stood hidden among worn out huts. He went inside, And 15 minutes later, he walked back out. No one knew what happened inside, but something had changed. Because when he returned to the hospital, his rage was quieter, deadlier. He stopped outside the ICU and looked through the glass. Jules still hadn't woken up. The duty nurse informed him softly. The doctors have given her an injection. She's under shock. It may take an hour. Then came the words that made his heart sink further. Her right arm may be fractured because of the impact. For 1 second, Jay couldn't breathe. He asked if he could see her. The nurse nodded. Don't disturb her. Inside the ICU for the first time that night, Jay looked fragile. He walked slowly toward Jules, sat beside her, then carefully took her left hand into both of his, as though even now he was afraid of hurting her more. And then he lowered his head onto their joint hands. Outside the small glass window, Suji stood frozen, because for the first time she saw it. His tears, not duty, not guilt, not obligation. Love. A love so deep he had buried it even from Jules herself. And Suji's confusion only grew louder. If he loved her this much, why hadn't he ever said it? Why did he agree to a divorce? Who was Arjun? And why had Kumar been searching for Jules all over Chennai? This time, no matter what happens, Suji was determined to uncover every truth Jay and Jules were hiding. Stay tuned for the next episode. This is Between Love and Truth, where love is deep and truth runs deeper than we think. Thanks for listening.